Is that your husband or your son? You got to pick one. Because seriously, he's a grown man at this point. So is that my man or is that your husband? Let me know. Hey guys, today you are going to get a Car Chronicles from me because your girl is outside running some errands and I feel the need to talk about what I'm going to talk about right now. So, excuse my car. Honey, I got a budget car, so you gonna hear my car sing. So, and you know what? I don't feel no ways about it for the simple fact that I don't have no car note. All I have to pay is my car insurance, and with how the economy is right now, baby, I'm in a position where a lot of people want to be, because they are paying these $500-$600 car notes on top of insurance, and in New York, you already know car insurance is expensive. So if you hear my car coughing and you hear all kind of noise, baby, it is what it is. Okay. Oh my gosh, I'm waiting for this person to move. They taking forever to like pull out of their house, but that's here nor there. So what I want to talk to you about today is for all of you who have babies or children with your significant other. I'm talking to the females who have babies with their significant other. How do you get along with the women on your child's father's side of the family? I'm talking about if he has sisters, his aunts, mainly his mother. So if you are married or you're not married, you're in a relationship with your boo, or maybe you're not in a relationship anymore with your child's father, how do you get along with specifically the women? Specifically the women, I want to know. Because I've had experience where I heard of experiences where either the baby father, which I don't like that word. Oh, I hate that word. I've had experiences where the sister to the baby father, the mother to the baby father, gives the baby's mother a hard time. When I say difficult time, like they are like itches, you know, put a B in front of that. But yeah, I'm curious because I've heard nightmare stories, literally nightmare stories, where the mother is treating her son like her son is her husband, or the sister is getting involved in all kind of riffraffs in the relationship, or the brother is cheating on the child's mother with multiple women, and the sisters, the aunts, and the mother knows, and they condone it, and they help him hide his wrongdoings. So please go down in the comments and tell me your experience when it came to, or an experience that you had witnessed with someone who was in a relationship and they have a child or children, or married with children to this man, and his side of the family, especially the women, are a nightmare. A nightmare. Now, some of you women in a lot of cases have a wonderful relationship with the sisters, or they don't have sisters at all. God bless you, because usually when it's just brothers, if these are, you know, people who are of a sound mind, brothers who are of a sound mind, are very supportive, you know, are willing to step out and you know, have a great relationship with their niece or nephew, or both nieces and nephews, and they are supportive in, you know, making sure that their niece and nephew is brought up in a healthy environment, healthy relationship, participate in helping to, you know, take care of their nieces and nephews. I don't mean financially, I mean like, you know, just come around and be that uncle or aunt to, you know, their nieces and nephews. Or the grandparents, they mind their business, they don't get involved, they don't treat their sons like their son is their husband, and they don't treat the mother of her grandchildren like crap. And yeah, like, I'm curious to know if you see healthy relationships, if you have experienced healthy relationships, or if, like I mentioned before, if the relationship between the mother, the sisters, the aunts, whomever, are a nightmare, where they are making things very difficult in your relationship. And oftentimes I hear of this happening to the younger mothers or the younger parents, where the family is just dysfunctional, or either the mother could be jealous. I've seen situations like that where the mother is jealous that the mother-in-law is jealous of the relationship that her son is having with the female, or with you, if you are someone who can relate to this situation that I'm talking about. But she could be jealous, or she does not want to let her son go, so she does all these things to kind of disrupt your household that you have going on. Did you have to cut her off? Did her son have to cut her off because she's doing some bull crap and it's causing a disruption between you and your significant other in your relationship? Now, I'm trying to figure out if I want to tell my my situation that I had. Well, with my first daughter's father, his sisters, they were nice to me. How many of them are there? I think there are 4 or 5, if I can remember correctly. It's like 4 or 5 of them, 4 or 5 sisters. My daughter's father, he was the only male. So yes, he's the only male out of 5. So he has 4 sisters. And one of them, well, 2 of them, they were young. When I first met him, 2 of them were very young. They were still in high school. Not very, very young, like little kids, but they were still in high school. My daughter's father's mother was deceased for many years. I would say a good 5 or 6 years before I met him. And out of the 5 sisters, one of them, I'm extremely, still up until this day, because my daughter's father and I, we are no longer together. I'll tell that story another time and in another video. But we were very, very close. And at the time when my oldest daughter was born, my daughter's father was very immature. he would play a lot of games. Oh gosh, my thing is shaking. I'm sorry, guys. He would play a lot of games. He was very immature. And I don't know, for some reason, I don't know if this is the same experience that you have, but for me, as soon as I was pregnant with my daughter, or as soon as I gave birth, it's like a light switch just went off, or a veil just lifted from over my eyes, where I was no longer in the mindset of, I could just do what I want, and I don't have any responsibilities. It was like, as soon as my daughter was born, it was like things just changed. Like, it was like, okay, it's time to get serious now. You have another little person that you have to take care of. So, okay, I'm finally here at my destination. But as soon as, like I said before, as soon as my daughter was born, it was like, okay, it's no more games to be played. Like, as far as us hanging out and just doing whatever we want and just going wherever we want, those days were over. It's like, it's all about the child. And for him, it wasn't all about the child. I was pretty much a homebody, and my main focus was on school, because I was in my junior year of college, and I was also focused on my daughter and making sure that she is well taken care of. And he was just pretty much out there. So he would lie and say, like, there's certain things that I would need for him to do, and he would lie and say, oh, I'm not close, I can't. Or I would complain about how he was not spending time with our daughter, and he would come up with all these little bullshit excuses. Or when he did pick her up to spend time with her, because we weren't living together, and I'll explain why in another video. But so after complaining about how he's not spending enough time with her, when he finally did decide to come and pick her up, I would say within an hour or two, his sister would call me and be like, I'm just letting you know, baby girl's over here. That's the sister that I'm extremely close with. Like, I just had like a really close bond with her. And I didn't have the same bond with his other sisters. Like I said before, the two youngest ones were in high school, and they were doing their own thing. And then there was another sister. She was going through some things in life, so she really didn't, she was focused on her relationship and stuff that she had going on, but we weren't nearly as close as the oldest sister and I were. So yeah, that was pretty much it. So I did not have the any problems with his mother, because his mother had passed on maybe a good 5 or 6 years before we had met. But I would say that he has one cousin. She's not like this anymore, but she was mean to me. Like, she knew about certain things that he was doing behind my back, another video again. And she was like, I wouldn't say condoning the bullshit, but she knew what was going on, and it was like she was kind of edging it on. Anyway, she was kind of edging it on. Like, it brought her joy to see me being betrayed and certain things were being done to me. Like, she saw joy in that crap, and it was like, damn, like, what did I ever do to you? Why are you like this? Like, oh, it's just evil. But yeah. But anyway, guys, go down in the comments and just share with me your experience with the women on your father's child side of the family. When I say the women, I mentioned before the mother, the sisters, the aunts, the cousins. Were you treated right? Was it a healthy relationship between you and the father? And was it a healthy relationship between you and the women in his life? Because let me tell you something. My mother always said to me, she always said, look at the women in his family, and that is how you will be treated. Or look how he interacts with his mother or with the women in his family or his grandmother. Look at how he treats the women in his family. Look at how everyone interacts with each other. If it is an unhealthy relationship that you see going on within the family, run. Now, I was young, and let me tell you, when you're young and your parents are saying stuff to you as a teenager, you're like, yeah, whatever. You don't know what you're talking about. But let me tell you, baby, my mother was right. She was right. My boyfriend used to come around. She used to always say, I want to meet your parents, or I want to meet your mother or your grandmother, whoever. And I used to be like, nope. I tried everything possible so that they could not meet. How they ended up meeting is when I had a baby. But yeah, you definitely have to look at the relationship, the family dynamic. And the family dynamic is going to tell you how you will be treated or how he will be as a father to your child. And I wouldn't say that's the case 100% for everybody, but majority. This is the environment that your child's father is in. This is what he knows. If there weren't any men around, he's not going to know how to be a man. If there wasn't a father in the house, he's not going to know how to be a father. So everything is all lovey-dovey. You in the honeymoon stage. You guys are in lust and you guys are doing the hanky-panky and the dugga-dugga. But you really have to look at the background. If there are any young people who are watching this video is for you. This video is for you. It's raw. Child, I'm in my car. I'm in my little hanky-panky car. I got a head wrap on my head. The lighting ain't that great, but listen, you get the message. You get the message. Look at the family. In a lot of cases, you yourself as a woman has been in either you probably don't have a family, you probably were brought up in the foster care system, or there's a possibility where you are in a family that is not healthy and the dynamic is going to hell. But you want to try to make that change. And I have a friend of mine who she grew up in an unhealthy household. She had a whole bunch of brothers and sisters, and their household was toxic. And what she did, and it's unfortunate, she had to separate herself. So she moved, and she does not communicate with her family because it's just like an unhealthy family dynamic that she grew up in. And the relationship between her mother and father wasn't good either. And the thing is that she did not want her son to be around people like that or be in that environment. So in order to press the reset button and start over and do things in a healthy manner, especially after going to therapy, this is what she did to change the whole dynamic of what she grew up in, what she knew. She wanted her son to be in a healthy environment. So those are one of the changes that she made. But I'm not just going to keep dragging this out. Please go down in the comments and share with me your experience. And you may not have any children. You probably experience where you see your sister or your cousin or someone older than you, a family member or a friend who's experiencing this, and you're like, oh hell no, I don't want to be in the same situation as that. This is not what I want for myself. So you are making a decision to do things differently, not based off of what you've seen and what has been happening for generations and generations and generations. But yeah, go down in the comments, share your experience. If you're a young person, share your experience as far as what you've seen and what decisions you are not going to make based off of what you saw. And yeah, please be sure to like, comment, subscribe, hit the notification bell so you can get more videos like this. I'm not going to ask you again. Actually, yes, I am going to ask you again to please follow me so you can get more raw, uncut videos like this. I am a Gen Xer, and when I say I have experience, and okay, I'm not your parent, so you're probably going to listen to me a little bit more versus listening to your mother or your grandmother, because of course, when our parents talk to us, we turn it off, especially as teenagers. So if you're not going to listen to anybody, listen to me. All right? Thank you so much, and I will see you guys again. Take care.